Thank you. Let's go right here.
Attention passengers, this is a reminder that the Take Flight podcast will begin boarding in 20 minutes. Please gather your thoughts, secure your mindset, and prepare for elevation.
Welcome to the Take Flight podcast, where self-care is your passport, self-love is your carry-on, and purpose is your destination. We're your hosts. I'm Paris.
And it's your boy, Spee.
And today we're talking about dating with a purpose.
Man, it's 2026. I'm gonna need y'all to stop having failed relationships. You know what I'm saying? So, when I say that, I'm talking to me too. You know, I've been through it. I probably didn't had at least, I don't even know, I'm looking at my watch, but
Lost count.
Wasted a lot of time. You know, I've been dating since kindergarten. So, you know, we gonna make sure we get it right in 2026.
Yes.
You know, I'm currently taking right now, so this will be an interesting episode.
Yeah, definitely interesting. We got someone that's taken and someone that's single and not on the market. And I think today is going to be a lot of great perspectives on dating, on things that we're just going through, especially from a male's point of view and a female's point of view, of just red flags and things to look out for and all other things that just are a part of being in a relationship. So where do you want to start at? Because I know you've been wanting to talk about dating since we started this podcast. So, you know, I'm going to let you take the lead. What you want to start at?
I want to talk about the purpose of being in a relationship. Like, I think that's like the first thing you need to figure out when it comes to a relationship. Like, what are you getting a relationship for? Like, just for fun? Or do you really want to build a family? Do you want to do this for God? Do you want to build a family? Like, these are very important things. And so I broke it down into, three things: the intentions or emotional, clarity up front, and the end goal. And so when it comes to the intentions, like I said, what is your intentions? If you don't want to get married, then what are you doing? That's how I feel like, because marriage is like that staple, not only for you, but it's for other people. They need to see that, you're serious about what you're doing. They should take relationships more serious. Trust me, I feel the same way when I look at marriages. Like, they're serious. They're wanting to be faithful, So how do you feel about when it comes to intentions? Like, how would I say, like, how important is intentions to you when it comes to a relationship?
Intentions are very important. It's important to set those expectations when you are starting to date or starting to get to know someone. I honestly feel like you don't always have to date to get married. Sometimes you can just date or, just to have fun, in a sense of you really don't know where something is going to go until you decide if that is what you're ready for. But honestly, when it comes to talking to people or getting to know people, it's okay to not have to put a title on it, but it's important that both sides of the party understands what that means. When setting those expectations, is good to know if you're looking to, just be one of one, and in the sense of not talking to anyone else, or is it just, hey, let's be friends and get to know each other and know if we're actually compatible for each other. It's important to know if you are compatible before even deciding to become boyfriend and girlfriend. A lot of times people jump right into a relationship. And when you jump right into a relationship, you don't give yourself the chance to get to know each other. And when you give each other that title, I feel like it put pressure on things, especially like once you give your body away and you have sex, things can change a lot, especially sometimes even instantly when it comes to like emotions and how you move, and it can really damper getting to know somebody for who they really are.
And you know, that's why you gotta have clarity up front.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't even believe in marriage. Some people don't believe in marriage.
Right. You're right.
So it's like
domestic partnership.
They be like, I don't want the legal system on me, and I'm like, whatever. I guess, but it starts with being upfront. Some people go into it for lustful reasons. So it's very important.
Yeah, I feel like too, like with those dating apps, what I've seen, with my friends who've been on the dating apps, is that it's a lot of lustful people on there that's really just looking for one thing. They get that thing and then that's it. And I mean, hey, if that's you, that's you. Just be careful of what you do out there. And again, just set those expectations up front, because it's a lot of lust out here, and lust can honestly get you in a lot of trouble, especially lustful people who are in relationships, but are taking the time to get to know other people and stepping outside of those boundaries.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. I jump into relationships way too quick. And it's usually because I want that person to be exclusive to me.
And what is quick to you? Like, how quick do you jump into relationships?
A month.
Do you feel like you know them in a month?
Nope, but I feel like if we're gonna get to know each other, we need each other's undivided attention.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of put that, and that's like a flaw of mine. Is like, if I'm not, because me, I'm gonna talk to, if I ain't got your undivided attention, I'm gonna talk to everybody. Be honest with you. I'm single, I can do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for you, right? And if we both talking to a bunch of different people, we ain't gonna never get to know each other, because it's like when I want to do something, or like you might be thinking about another dude when I'm talking to you. Like, there's just so many different feelings that be going on when you're talking to different people at once. So I feel like I kind of like lock it down. So it's like, okay, we got to know each other,
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And then, if we make it, we make it. If we don't, whatever.
See, like for me, I feel like you have to deserve my time. I have to know that what me committing to you is exactly what I want to do. And for me, a month is not long enough. I know, like in my younger ages, like I would just honestly go off of looks. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like if someone was fine, I was trying to lock you down because I didn't want anybody to have you. And I will say, like, those relationships never ended the right way. And I started realizing, like, looks can only go so far. Next thing you know, I'm tired of you. I realize, like, who you are as an individual. You don't have the capabilities of being compatible with me. We don't have much alike in common, and that looks will only go so far. And that was just younger ages, and I feel like we all go through a growing stage, because yeah, you may look so good, but you gotta look good on the outside and on the inside as well.
I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like, I don't put this on my relationship, but I hope we last forever. But if it don't, man, I'm done. You might as well call me a nun. I'm gonna be like a nun. I think it's eunuchs. Call eunuchs.
You gonna have a chastity belt on?
Man, I'm over with, because it's like right now, it's really tough with me and my girl today, because like I want to hustle bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I turned 30 this year, so I don't really have time. One thing I always say, women have always been my downfall. You know what I'm saying? You put a lot of time into women, spend money on women, chill, relax, and I don't have time to chill, relax. I want to work. Can I get 1 year of just work,
Mm-hmm.
saving, not spending extra money? I already spend enough money on myself. I can spend it on somebody else too.
Yeah, I will say, like, relationships can definitely be a full-time job. And it's a full-time job that you actually gotta invest into, because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of money, to just keep it sustained and keep it going and being able to have fun. Yeah, you can have fun for free, but a lot of times having fun definitely comes at a price. So I definitely understand. It can be hard, especially as an entrepreneur who has your dream, you have your vision, it's going to take time for you to lock in and focus on, and being able to carry it with the relationship. Not to say that it can't happen, but it's definitely harder. And kudos to the ones who can do it. I feel like it's great to be able to build your dream with someone that supports your dream, that's there when you have whatever you got going on, that's just investing their time into your vision, and vice versa. Because you can't really sustain a relationship if you're not present into their endeavors or you don't believe in what they got going on.
Right. That's why I be posting every time she posts a cake, she ain't gotta tell me. I'm literally like screenshotting her stuff, boom, put it on mine. Like, that's the type of energy I need, and I don't really feel like I ever really get that energy. You know what I'm saying? But that's, it's personal. That's just for me. I ain't worried about it. Everything is a learning experience.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like relationships, what I realize is like, even when they don't work, I never look at relationships like a waste of time, because I always learn something about myself. I always learn what I like, what I don't like, what to look out for in the future. And even though like it could be years invested into that, you can always take something from it. That's why it's important to not really get down on yourself and put yourself in a place of depression when something doesn't work. It's always to look at the good of it. Look at the good memories that had occurred, and that it didn't work out for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and you always have to look at that, because life is gonna go on. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and sometimes you just got to focus on you and love on yourself to know what you need and what you want in order to attract that.
I got a question.
Yeah, what's that?
I actually asked this to my Snapchat earlier, and I asked this on Facebook, but I deleted it because people was doing too much. What is better, dating 5 girls in 5 years, or dating 5 people in 5 years, or dating 2 people 5 years each?
2 people 5 years each.
Why?
Because you give yourself the time to really invest into that relationship. Relationships take time to grow. Like you're gonna go through the growing pains, and when you go through 5 people in 5 years, you're just giving up. You're not giving yourself the ability to go through the roller coaster, because especially if you're looking for someone that's sustaining and looking for a marriage, you have to be able to go through the adversities, and you have to be able to solve problems, because no relationship is perfect. You're going to have disagreements. I don't like to say arguments, but you're going to have disagreements, and it's all about problem solving. And if you are unable to problem solve with someone to sustain a relationship for a couple of years, then sometimes you got to look, is it me? Look deep inside yourself. Is it me as to why this isn't working?
But pay attention though. 5 years. That's all y'all got out of it. So all that, I'm gonna stick through it. You didn't.
Yeah, you didn't, but 5 years is still a good amount of time.
You did it again, and then you didn't stick through it again, and now you're currently single. So you wasted 10 years of your life with 2 people.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I think the opposite.
5, you rather
5 people in 5 years, because it's like, if all I need is about a few months, and I know exactly who you are. And I tried in that about 6 months in. I'm like, okay, I see who she is. I'm gonna try to just hustle it out one more.
But also too, with me, before I put a title into the relationship, we're friends. We're friends before I commit to being in a relationship with you. So that's why the 5 years work for me.
Well, we got a problem in this day and age with being friends, but giving relationship type of energy.
Yeah, true. But still, you're still friends.
Nah.
And for me, we're friends until you ask me to be your girlfriend, or I ask you to be my man.
Such a childish thing.
I'm just saying, because to me, it's really saying it clear. It's saying it clear
our bodies,
what it is.
We're together.
But that's not how it works, unfortunately. That's how you feel, but you got to realize it takes 2 people to be in a relationship.
Of course. But I'm saying, when you don't do it that way, if you give me further consent, that's the top tier thing you could possibly do, is give your body away.
Yeah.
That's like marriage. Like literally, you technically get married and then you give your body away. So you've already skipped the marriage step and just gave your body away. You know what I'm saying? So after that, anytime that happens, I always feel like it's over. Like the relationship is gonna end very badly if y'all do not have enough God that can help y'all, calm it down and get back to reality for a little bit. It's gonna be very bad because of too many feelings, not enough structure is going to happen in this relationship. So,
but that's why you got to be careful when you give your body away, and you have to understand what it means when you do it. I'm serious. Like when you give your body away too soon, I feel like it can really not allow you to really progress in your friendship. You start getting emotional. Well, you can't start getting emotional and start getting in a way where you're not able to really accept that person for who they really is, but you start feeling how you feel, and now you really broadcast how you want someone to treat you versus accepting someone for who they is. You gotta give it time to understand who someone really is to know if that's what you want to deal with.
Man, look, it's a death trap. Regardless, sex is too powerful. We can act like, I can just do it and get away with it, and like we still friends. Nah, I'm telling you, I've been doing this for a very long time. Now, some people, they do it and they get married, but majority of people do not get married. They do not last. They might even give it some years, but they do not last because the foundation was not set. Their values are not together, and that brings into, what I want to talk about is like the self-awareness. Like a lot of people are not healed, and a lot of it comes from, a lot of people need to heal from sexual trauma.
Hurt people.
Right. And so like, you gotta understand say like sexual trauma. Like when a lot of women are emotional, especially if you're like your first, right? So say you're her first, and then, y'all been together for 2 or 3 years, and then you leave her, or maybe even get worse, cheat on her with another woman, that she'll never be the same. You know what I'm saying? And so from that point on, it's I don't even want FYNs. And so, now she's having babies, now she's doing this, now she's a stripper, now she's doing this because of the fact that you gave her a very bad taste in her mouth when it comes to relationships. When if you just waited and y'all really got y'all values together, it would have came out different because maybe she would have never gave it to you. Vice versa. But like we're humans, man. I can't. I'm the last one to talk make sure anybody watching. Body count is, I'm not proud of it, but I've seen the trauma that is done in my own life, and I don't wish that on nobody. It's probably why it's hard for me to keep a girl. I think people need to have like a bird's eye on my relationship because I think I'm a good guy. So whatever. But, it's probably a hidden reason why I can't keep them because it's like I'm so used to bouncing around.
So when you say bouncing around, are you someone that would go back to their past to give an ex a chance again, or, try something, spin the block again?
I would.
Okay.
I would, because it's like, I'm telling you, it's really be their fault. It really be their fault, and and there was a point in time where I would leave the women I was with, and it's usually because they just wasn't motivated. They were very bad for me. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the times they left me because I was too hard on them. And then years later they'll come back, oh my God, you're the only one that cared about me. You're the only one that pushed me to be better. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Like it took time for them to realize and to learn. Like in the sense of you don't know what you have until it's gone.
Right. All my exes, they love me to this day. Maybe except one. Whatever. But yeah, most of them all love me to this day. Mm-hmm. So I know it wasn't me at that point. That's how I know it wasn't me, because I know they still love me to this day. They hated me, they wouldn't talk to me. There was one like that do not like me, mm-hmm. and it was my fault. So
understandable.
Whatever.
Yeah, I would say I'm someone now that I'm not about to spin the block. It ended for a reason, and I'm a person of growth. I'm not who I used to be, so I'm not even about to go back to something that I'm not even no more. And it's funny because I actually had an ex text me today like, hey, do you ever think about what we could have had? And the answer is no. and not to be rude or mean, but the thing is no, like that's the past. You know, it was cool what it was when we had it, you know, back in high school, freshman year. But you're married now. And so why are you even feel like the audacity to even ask me a question like that? You know, like, come on now. You gotta be able to move forward, you know, with who you are now and the decisions that we have made to act accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with being cool, but I would say I'm cool. I wouldn't even say I'm cool with my exes, but there's no beef. If one of my exes was to reach out to me, you know, for support or help or anything like that, I'm there. I would be there, you know, just to support. But, you know, to act, to try something over again, it's a no for me.
You know, and I'm gonna get into values. Hold up, I got some delicious. But I want to get into values because I think that's probably the most important thing to me. I want a woman that loves God.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You don't. If Jesus is not your Lord, I don't want you. We have a 0% chance of dating. 0. You know. And I feel like I deal with women that, you know, they know God, they try God, they see me into God, so now they want to go and try God. And like, they're not really in it like me, you know? And so it makes it hard because I'm still in my flesh. I'm still weak. I still do things I shouldn't be doing. Mm-hmm. And it would help to have that woman that I can lean on. You know, yeah, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Or you want to stop drinking? Let's do it together.
Yeah.
You want to work out? Let's do it together. Because that helps our brain, it helps our whole motivation to, you know, preach this gospel. My whole mission, like I said, I think I said in a few episodes, like, is to tell everybody about the Lord. That's my biggest mission on this earth. Like, before I die, like, as many people as I can. And so if we're not on the same page with that, it's gonna cause problems. Mm-hmm. And I see it. I see it in my relationships, especially since I've met the Lord. They were never into God before I met them. Or maybe they did, but they definitely weren't going to church. Now they want to go to church.
But that's good. That means you were an influence.
I guess.
And sometimes it's good to be an influence because, especially with God wants us to send a message. He wants us to bring other people closer to him. So even though it may not have brought closeness while you were together, at least that light shined through you to them now.
But for me, it's like church is that's just one of the stepping stones. Like I said, I told you, I do this every day.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm listening to sermons every day, like literally doing this every day. So going to church one time is not really impressive to me. Like, people do that all day life. People already do that and don't, you know, they eventually leave the church because they never understood it to begin with. They just go to church, get a feeling, then that feeling fades. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm just like, it's always, I feel like it was always better to have someone that was already in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Someone that convicts me, someone that makes me want to do better. Like, okay, I can't even be with this woman if I'm not doing the right thing.
I mean, honestly, a woman should come into a man's life to help make his life better, help make her life better, and to make y'all lives better together. Like, I will say, like, I'm the type of woman when I'm in a relationship, my goal is to make my man grow. I want my man to be the best that he can. I want to speak life and love into him so he can believe in himself in ways that he don't see. You know, I'm such a I guess you could say like a optimistic individual. Like, I'm trying to let him know ways that he can be better or ways that he may not believe. Like, I remember I was dating this guy a long time ago, and he was working at a hotel, and one of the plants was hiring, and he was like, man, I'm not gonna get in there. I'm like, yes, you will. Just apply. They're always hiring. And I think he's still in this plant today. Like, and it's been like maybe like 8 years since then. And it's just speaking life. I'm like, if you want me to put the application in for you, I'll put the application in for you. And it's just that I want better. I want better for our man. You know what I mean? And even to this day, like, I always want people to be the best that they can, whether we're together or not. You know, I'm always rooting. Because again, I don't end my relationships in no beef, and I'm just a optimistic person that I just want the best for people. But it's just, again, as women, we have to be queens in this, and we have to uplift our kings to really reach their potential, because a lot of them already have greatness in them. It's just up to us to help bring it out of them.
And you know, and like I said, that's just one of the values of mine, you know, God. But my other value is education.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know statistically proven that Arizona's school system is trash. They're top, like the last, like top, like 4 in the country. Like they're like number like 46, 47. That's the worst education school system in the country. And I see it. No, I see it. And like, I'm really big on that. Like I graduated early. I've always had good grades. Had teachers talk about me, won awards for science, stuff like that. And so I'm very big on education. And one thing, like, I always just crave, like, I understand the guy supposed to be the leader, but it's like, dang, can you show me something? Like, can you show me, like, what? No, like, I don't know. And I feel like I do educate myself enough on everything, science, math, reading, anything, you know what I'm saying? So maybe, you know, that's where I might not be the guy, because there is some dumb dudes out here that you can teach. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And stay away from those.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say, but they just, yeah.
Because what I realized, especially because I've been married, is that you have to be careful of liabilities. There's men out here that will be a liability in your life. They gonna use your credit. They gonna use your income. They gonna leech off of you. They gonna take what they can take from you. And you all gotta be careful of that, because if you're not, and you're just so consumed in what you have within this person, you're going to lose yourself. And you can mess up your name, and you can mess up your income because of that. So be careful. Always stay away from those liabilities. And a lot of those signs be obvious. Take them rosy colored glasses off your face and really look at the reality of things, because it's all about growing. It's all about leveling up. And you can't level up with liabilities. Liabilities will set you back. And life is too short to be set back, to be taking steps forward.
Yeah. And so, like, you know, man, like I said, back on education, like, first of all, don't be letting no dude use y'all like that. I don't even know how we gonna get into that though.
Man, don't.
Like for me, man, like I do trivia with my women and stuff like that. I always do, like, one thing. That's why I don't really be with. If I don't stay with somebody, it's very quickly, because I'm gonna take you through every type of step. I'm gonna take you how you love somebody. How is your parents? How is the relationship with your parents? How do you know God?
Yeah.
How school smart are you? Like, those are probably the top 4 things I always look at. How school smart are you? What is your parents? You know, and how is, you know, your relationship with God? So if you're slacking in all of those, it's a red flag. And we gonna talk
about this later.
Just yet, but red flag, man, because I am big on education. So I always make sure I do like tests, or I ask them something that I feel like they should know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. You know, but man, make sure your values in line, because this is what it does. It makes you have this underlying feeling as if, and this is the pride talking, where you be like, I can do better. I can find someone smarter. And it's not always about finding someone smarter. For me, it's being with the one you with and loving it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't look for another woman. I don't care. I don't look. One thing people need to understand: I don't look for another woman to be better, smarter, or finer than you. I can only be with one woman. So you who I pick, we gonna rock it out.
Right.
Period.
I feel like it's super important, especially in that talking stage, to make sure that you're equally yoked, because you have to be able to be on the same page, like how Speed said. And again, iron sharpens iron. So if you are a piece of iron and someone is a piece of plastic, you know, it's only one person is really going to get sharpened. The other person is really not going to obtain anything from it. And it's important to realize like what you're getting yourself into, because I can't remember exactly what the video said, but when it comes to marriage, it's all about I'm trying to think of the term it said. It's all about compatibility, because when you're married or when you're in a relationship, you're going to change as an individual. You may start in this relationship liking each other so much and you got so much aligned with each other, but then you're going to go through things and you're going to change as a person. And when you change as a person, it's important to have those compatibilities, because then you're going to lose sight of each other, because you're going to go through periods of time where you hate each other guts. But even though you hate each other guts, you still got to only want that person. You gotta still only want to solve those problems with that individual. And that's what I learned being married, is that you're going to have problems, but you gotta be able to solve them, but you gotta also have your non-negotiables that you're not willing to deal with when you know when it's time to walk away.
Right. And like you said, that was next. Boundaries. You know, you set the values, but then you gotta have boundaries.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I told you, you don't love the Lord, we have a 0% chance of ever being together. I didn't dabble in with some witches before, and
Oh my
it
goodness.
was beautiful. It was nice sometimes. They're very. I think everybody that ain't got the Lord is very mean. I'm being 100 with you. They always have a temper. You know, but in the back of my head, I'm like, we'll never be together. We won't even dabble past slight flirting.
Mhm.
You feel me? Because no, like and then these people like really dislike God, like, or Jesus, or the Bible, the church. They really dislike this stuff. So it's like, I'm gonna love you anyway because that's my job. But this will be about it. We ain't gonna go further than this. You feel me? So that's my boundary. I'm not going it. That's probably like my only boundary, because I feel like everything in life resonates off of God.
Mhm.
How you handle your money, how you handle me, how you handle your children, how you talk to people, how everything resonates off God. So that's probably the foundation where if you cross that, or you don't even have that, we not gonna work.
Facts. I would say I'm definitely with you when it comes to God, because God, when you really set a foundation in God, it helps you set boundaries of what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do based on the Bible. And I will say another thing that's my non-negotiable, and this actually became a new non-negotiable for me, is you gotta have good credit. I realized that your credit score really speaks volumes on the type of person that you are. Are you someone that's responsible? Are you someone that can take care of your finances? Are you able to pay things on time? Because if you're not able to do those things, a lot of times you're not even able to sustain a relationship. You're not taking things seriously. So as I'm starting to when I'm ready to get into the dating scene, you're gonna see me asking, so what is your credit score? And feel free to ask me what my credit score is, because my credit score is 750. And I'm proud to have that credit score because I put in the hard work and I know what it takes to have a high credit score. So that's something that's just also very important to me. I would say another non-negotiable for me is I want to be with someone that I can build with. You know, I am someone that is into having an entrepreneurial journey, having something that I can have for my own and for myself. But when you can be in a relationship and y'all have goals that you're working with towards together, you can never cap. You can never hit a ceiling because there's always something for you to obtain. Always. And when you can have something to build with each other, it's great for you to build something on your own and for the other person too, but when you have something that can bring you two together, it's a level of intimacy that comes with it. It's a level of trust, and it's just a level of leveling up that really occurs when you can do that together.
Yep.
What's some other non-negotiables for you?
That's it.
Just God.
God.
Also, too, I would love, it's not a non-negotiable, but like me being on my health journey, I would love to have a man where we're working out together. I'm meal prepping for us, and maybe you're meal prepping some days for me too, but we are compatible in a sense that we want to live long. We want to have healthy lifestyles, and we're willing to work together for that. I would love to have me and my man in the kitchen together cooking.
That's why, like I said, God. Because God don't like lazy people.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible is clear that He does not like lazy people. He also wants people to eat healthy. Care for your body, because how you gonna be your best self? How you gonna you're gonna be dead? You can't help nobody when you're dead, right? So, like I said, that's why I put everything under God, like, because like He helps me even at work. He helps me, like in the scripture it says, work as if you're working for the Lord, and so now you're happier when you go to work. You're able to be more productive at work because you're like, I'm not working for the white man, right? You're working for the Lord. So that's why it's very important, because a lot of people, like I said, when I deal with women that work a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I truly believe that women shouldn't work as much as they do. Not because they shouldn't, because they should. Everybody should work. But it's like, maybe you need to have an easier task on your hands, because the stress that you have at work is not meant for you to bring back to home. Like a guy can be stressed at work. Like we do this. We handle that. That's what we do. But a woman being stressed at work and then she coming home, nah. She's gonna stress you out. She's gonna stress herself out. She's gonna stress everybody out.
Yeah, I would say the woman's supposed to bring the peace. Women turns a house into a home. And that saying means is just being soft, being understanding, being a listener, being in a place where you are taking care of the needs of your man, but as the man, creating a safe space for your woman to do so. You can't expect your woman to do all these things and you out partying at 2-3 o'clock in the morning every weekend. You lying. You got women texting your phone. Like, you have to be doing your part for your woman to do her part.
Hey, I'm out. I be out, but I be working.
I mean, it's different when you're working.
I be working.
When you working. But even then, if my man working at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, there may, especially if it's like a scene like what you're doing, I'm gonna be out there sometimes too supporting. I'm gonna be taking pictures of my man. You know, we're gonna be having a little bit of fun together. But I'm also the individual where I can have fun myself. I may be out supporting you, but I'm gonna still be doing my own thing while you working. I'm not gonna be a distraction for you, but I'm gonna come out and support. And that's important to do.
Trust me, anybody that knows me, when I'm out in the club, I do not flirt with women. I work. I'm taking pictures all day.
But it's different when you working and when you just out with your boys.
I don't go out with nobody. I go out by myself.
I mean, I'm not speaking about you.
No, I'm saying, I don't go out with nobody. I go out by myself and I take pictures till the day ends. I'm talking about after the club. I'm outside. You need a picture? I need pictures? Well, here's my business card. Here's my business, because this is how I got where I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people are hitting me up like constantly. I'm literally getting people hitting me up every day, all day, about tattoos or about photography. And it took for me to be outside. I cannot be. I think we said that. I think I said that in one of the podcasts. I was like, what do you say? Like, say what someone was an oxymoron, where it was like an introvert. I forgot how I said it. It was like a person that was like, you trying to be an entrepreneur, introvert, something like that. You trying to be an entrepreneur and an introvert at the same time. It's like, that don't work. You know, you got to get out there and get in people's faces, pass out business cards, be known, you know. So that's what I be on. And if my woman ain't with it, it's a red flag. Because we going to get into the red flags. Like, if she not in it, she not with it, it's going to stress me out, because it's like, girl, I have to pay. You don't pay for me. I have to pay for you. So I have to go out and work. I have to work double time so I can make sure I have enough money for me and you.
Unless you just want to be in the house all day.
You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to take you out on dates. You ain't taking me out on dates. No, maybe you could, I guess, whatever, but it's not likely. So, you know, and that's not saying you won't do anything, but it's more on me.
2026 women, let's take our mans on dates. Let's take our kings on dates. Men that deserve it, not just any man, because if we're able to get treated, we should be treating our man too. Let's surprise our man in 2026.
Please.
Let's cook for our man in 2026. And if you don't know how to cook, if you don't get on Google or ChatGPT and look up
TikTok.
a recipe, all it is just following directions. Let's show up for our man in 2026. Let's stop trying to take advantage, getting our bills paid and all of those things. I mean, yeah, those are great to do with your man, but come on now. Let's bring some stuff to the table.
And that's why men today are like, they're so tempered at how they deal with women. Because it's like, what are you out to get from me? You feel me? Like, that's why, especially men that at least got something going. Men ain't got nothing going. You'll see, because they're going to be asking you for stuff. You know what I'm saying? But a man that, like, man, I'm going to be 100 with you. Like, I got money, I get money, but I'm not balling. Y'all tripping. Like, no. Like, I mean,
things are expensive now, too.
Like, and but at the same time, like, I just spent, I just bought a drone. I just bought a drone last week. That was like $300. I'm buying stuff, buying mics, buying stuff. So it's like, I could be spending that on something else. But that's for my business. Like, this stuff is important. So it's like a woman that don't understand, like I feel like, and one thing, I'm very transparent with my income. People think I'm just rich because I just do things all day. Like, I'm always working. I'm like, first of all, I'm plugging almost everybody. Everybody I rock with, they're getting plugged. Like no, you know. So yeah, I'm doing a lot, but this is part of the business. You always got to start low. You know what I'm saying? Some things you give out for free. Some things you start out low, and that helps you build yourself. Like, what this is doing is giving me practice taking pictures. So when these industries come and they really want you, I can charge them $200 an hour type stuff because I didn't practice doing it for $25 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's like, this is all part of the process, and having a woman that understands that is gonna be a blessing. But if she don't understand that, oh my God, you never spend time with me. Red flag.
Yeah. But also too, it's important to set those expectations up front so that that woman know what she's getting into, to know if that's something that she wants to deal with.
Right. I get it.
So speaking of red flags, like what are like your red flags that you see in women or that you try to stay away from?
I don't like women that twerk on the internet. That's so unattractive to me. Yeah, it look good for a minute. And then I'd be like, ugh, she's not getting a man. And she'll probably get a man, but you know, because men are thirsty. But I don't like that. I'm so happy my girl do not twerk on the internet. That's such a blessing. I don't play none of that. That is such a down, don't do that. Always showing your cleavage, always twerking, always putting your booty in the mirror. Like, that's not cute. Like, I don't like that. God, obviously you don't like God, red flag.
Mm-hmm.
And then extreme drunkie.
Mm.
You know, my ex, she was a drunk, man. And that stuff made me mad. I really never had too many complaints with her, but she was drunk. Because every time we argued, she was drunk. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like, no, I don't want that. You know, and that's what helped me make me like put it down too. You know, and stop what I was doing and really slow down, because it was like, I hope I'm not acting like that when I'm drunk, because it's like they don't even remember. The next day was I saying that? Yes, you was horrible. So it really is nudity or slight nudity for the internet.
The thirst traps.
You don't like God. Some people are like, I'm God, or they do crystals and all this sage and all this nonsense. And then, drugs. You don't care about your health. That's like another thing. You just don't care about your health.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I date people, I think about like the long-term goals. Like, it's so funny. And babe, if you watch this, when I'm looking at you, I'm analyzing something. I'm analyzing, especially if you're in a current state of like drinking or eating whatever you want. I'm like, this woman does not change this diet. How is she about to look in the next 2 years? Because women change quickly. They change like crazy.
I hate our metabolism.
Like, I'm like, how is she gonna look in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years? Like, you're gonna lose it. Like, you're gonna be so sloppy, it's not even gonna be funny. And I'm not going for that. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the hard part. Like, can I love her through that?
That's why you got to give people outside of the way they look, because our looks change.
I feel it, but I'm gonna make sure that, I think I watched this, I'll never forget as long as I live. I think I was like probably like 12 years old. I think I watched like, I don't know if it was 2.5 Men or something. The dude, they was already together. They was already together, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym and work out. He's like, what are you working out for? He already loves you. Like, they've been together for a while. He's like, yeah, but you gotta make sure they, keep it up for him. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. It's like, it's very important to keep looking good for your significant other. And so that's what I'm gonna do. Always keep looking good. I'm never gonna let myself go.
Same. Yeah, I'm the type of person that when I had my man, like around the house, I was always looking good. Like, my hair was always done. I was always in the cutest pajamas. I mean, nothing against muumuus, but I was never in a muumuu. I was always just presentable, for not only for them, but for myself. My hair stayed done, my hair, my nails, my toes. I walked with confidence. I cooked sexy. Like, we have to be sexy as women for our men. We have to give them like things to look at, because men loves with their eyes. They see a lot with their eyes, and we have to always present ourselves in a way where we're always tasteful of what they can see. So don't forget that, women. Lock in, be sexy. We're sexy human beings. Be confident in that.
And men, women don't like no bloated dude. I mean, some women they like BONs. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to be like a swole dude. I've always been slightly slim all my life, so at this point I can only just get bigger, get more muscular, and they like that stuff. So stay on point. But those are my what's your red flags?
I would say my red flags is one, not having a relationship with your family. Like if you don't have any relationship with your mom or your siblings, and the first thing in my back of my mind is why. You know, because a lot of times it's a argument or some type of temperament or just something that you just wasn't able to work through. And not to say that it's just a deal breaker for me, but it's a red flag as to what's going on here. I would say another red flag for me is someone where I can't tell what they do for work. I'm not a girl that likes my man in the streets, and if you give me that type of, hint or anything like that, that's just not for me. We could be cool, but you can't be my man. I'm not the type of person that want to just watch my back or anything like that. I would say another red flag for me is someone that does not know how to communicate. They don't have high emotional intelligence. They're always just you can go days without talking to me. Like if I'm your woman, I need you to talk to me every day. It's not like you need to talk to me all day, but at least you shouldn't be able to go a day without talking to me. I would say another red flag for me is, let me think, is someone who just don't have their stuff together. Like if you're someone who don't have your own place, you still living with your parents, you just not in a place where you are just everywhere, you're not taking care of your bills, you got a bad credit score, that's a red flag for me. Because you're just not in a place to even have a girlfriend. You need to just be working on you right now. And then once you get yourself situated, then you should start looking into dating. And that goes, for both men and women as well. And I will say too, when it comes to these red flags, what's going to be key, because sometimes, I fall for myself, is making sure we listen to these red flags. Because the red flags are hinting to our spiritual side, letting our intuition know that something isn't right. Something is not compatible with who we are and what we're looking for. And we shouldn't be settling on anything or for anyone. Because life is too short. We should know our value. We should really set those expectations on who we are and what we can provide. Because ultimately, when you're in a relationship, you have to accept that person for who they are. You can't go into a relationship trying to change anyone, because it would just never work that way. What are your green flags?
The opposite of my red flags.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a type of guy. I'll date anybody. Skip it.
You date anybody?
Anybody. Just love me. Just love me. Please, can you please love me and love it and me and love God and love me, and we good.
I would say green flags for me is someone who believes in God, someone that I can learn from. When you can speak the word into me and I can learn something that I didn't even know about God, that's amazing for me. And just even in general, I'm a sapiosexual? Is that how you say it? Sapiosexual. I'm attracted to mental stimulation. If you can mentally stimulate my mind, if you can teach me something, that's what's going to keep me engaged. Because it's important for me to not be with a dodo bird. I need to be with someone who is emotionally intelligent and is in a place where you're just always working on improving your well-being and your mental capacity. I would say another green flag for me is someone who's just intentional with me, who wants to know about me, wants to know what I like to do, can surprise me in ways. Because for me, money doesn't buy my happiness. You can really just intentionally listen to the fact that I love for my man to cook for me, and you cook for me, and that's more important to me than paying for my nails and my toes to get done. It's just listening. That's really what it is, and understanding the person that you're with and doing things for what they like versus what you like. But yeah, that's
you
dating.
Heard it here.
Yeah.
So, what do we want to leave our viewers with, man?
Yeah, so we always got to end it with an action item. So our action question for you today is, what are the steps you're taking to make sure you're ready for a relationship in 2026? And if you're already in a relationship, what can you do differently to take your relationship up a notch? So,
Ask on that.
yeah,
Ask
so
on that.
yeah,
Put it
so
in the comments.
yes,
Write it down, because you know this is the year of writing it down. If y'all gotta watch other videos, we talk about writing it down.
and like what God said, write it down and make it known.
Yeah, and let us know.
Wherever it goes, we want relationships to strive. We want, people to get what they need out of a relationship, and really just showing up as your best self in that relationship. And if you're not in a place where you can't show up for your best self, as your best self in a relationship, to focus on you and loving you, because it's okay to be in a relationship with yourself and to really work on you and get yourself to a place that when you find that person, you're ready and they can see you for you and you can reflect good. Because if you're noticing that your relationships are always ending and you're always attracting the same type of individual, that means that you could be low vibrational and you need to start put in thought into what you need to do differently to attract different and to attract better. Because we as women, we are amazing human beings. What God has put into us, into our emotions, into our intelligence, and everything that makes us who we are can really attract someone that's great. And when you have something that's great and you are a great individual, like, the sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit, and it's time to take flight.
Take flight.
We'll Take Flight podcast.
Yes.
But yeah, we love you. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you learned something. Hope you take the initiative to make your relationship better or your next relationship better.
You set those intentions.
And we'll see you next time.
Yes. Peace.